Hello guys, good morning. Having my morning coffee and reading the news. I was talking to you yesterday about Donald Trump. We don't seem to be able to get away from that guy. This morning, when I woke up, I found the wonderful news that Donald Trump is rising fast in the GOP primary. His polls are right behind Jeb Bush, who is the front runner at this time. So guess what? What I was explaining to you yesterday about why Donald Trump is saying this nonsense about Mexicans, it's exactly right. It's what's happening. So here we go. My name is Pilar Marrero, and I'm a journalist. I've covered politics for a long time here in the United States for Spanish language newspapers and media. And I've been watching presidential elections for a long time. I've been covering each one of them since the 90s. Donald Trump is polling right behind Jeb Bush. Of course, there's like 150 Republican candidates, right? So everyone's polling very low. So he has about 11 points. Bush has about 19%, and he's rising as well. So this is the CNN poll that I'm reading from, CNN Politics. And Donald Trump is right behind him with 11%. So I started thinking, what do you guys think that means? Please, give me an idea of what you think this means. Why is 11% of the Republican Party thinking that Donald Trump could be a good president? I want to know what your insight is. I have mine, but I would like to hear from you. So hello, everyone. Keep joining. We're just having a morning chat about politics and Donald Trump. That wasn't nice what he said. We need a strong leader in the White House, not a weak Obama. Well, what does it mean, a strong leader? It means a guy that just says whatever crosses his mind, no matter what outrageous it is. I think thoughtful leadership is probably more important than strong in this country. Go GOP. Oh, wow. Okay. So we have some supporters of the GOP and supporters of Trump. So why do you think 11% of the Republican Party primary voters are in support of Donald Trump? I guess, my first feeling is they are in agreement with him. They do agree that most Mexicans are bad, that most Mexicans are criminals. I don't think his statement was Trump's likes attention. There are not many exciting Republican candidates. Well, we had the latest one joining, Chris Christie, governor of New Jersey. He could be exciting. In a fun sort of way. I'm kind of expecting what he's going to say. Like Reagan, who can stand up to ISIS. Obama is a horrible president. Okay, we're not talking about Obama. Obama is done. He's a lame duck president at this point, although he's doing pretty well for a lame duck. And but he's not running again. He can't. So we have now a new set of candidates. So we're talking about why Donald Trump is rising in the Republican polls. And I just want you guys to tell me, why is he rising in the Republican polls? If I have some Republicans watching, tell me why this guy is doing so well. If you want to talk about the issue of immigration, you can talk about that. It's a reasonable issue to talk about. But you don't talk about it in the way that I think. You don't talk about it in the way that he did. Just basically taking a whole country and saying they're all criminals and they're all rapists. The rapist comments, what they reminded me of? Isn't this what they used to say about African Americans, about slaves? And isn't this a way to say, be scared of a whole race, of a whole country, of a whole ethnic group? They're dangerous people. If you go back in history, I think you'll find a lot of references to rapists and African Americans being rapists. So I think it's pretty telling. My best friend is from Mexico and one of the most beautiful guys in the world. Well, and of course there's good people in every country. There's bad people in every country. This general indictment of a whole country does not make sense. But I was reading Facebook this morning. I wake up like at 5 in the morning, can't go back to sleep, so I start reading Facebook, and I was reading these comments by a Republican who was right. Mexicans and African Americans are always placed in a box. Yeah, the rape comment is very telling. I think it talks to a deep prejudice, and to want to connect with the deep prejudice in other people. That is the sad part about this whole thing. What this shows about some of our deep feelings. No matter what we feel about immigrants, there is a right way and a wrong way to talk about this issue. I don't think this is a good way to talk about it. There are good and bad people in all races, that's for sure. So yeah, but he's gotten what he wanted, which is he's actually right there, second in the polls right now. But doesn't Jeb Bush say something? Yeah, I think that's a very good point. Jeb Bush, as you know, maybe you don't know, is married to a Mexican woman that he met when he was young, when he went to Mexico to, I think he went to study Spanish, or he went on some kind of mission, or I can't remember what it was, but he went down to Mexico and he met Columba. And he married her, and he's still married to her. And his kids are half Mexican. And he speaks great Spanish. I've talked to him. He speaks very, very good Spanish. And he's thought to be the thoughtful guy on immigration issues. Do you know Jeb's first name? No. Tell me what his first name is. I thought it was Jeb. So anyway, why isn't Jeb Bush saying something more forceful? If someone has a personal stake on this issue, it's Jeb Bush. He's married to a Mexican. His kids are half Mexican. John Elliott Bush, so Jeb. Oh, interesting. Okay. All right. A very aristocratic name, I think, because they are an aristocratic family, even though, they pretend they're like from the people, and they come from Texas. They really come from Connecticut. So I'm having my coffee. So anyway, in other news this morning, I was reading that Donald Trump could be losing as much as $80 million after Telemundo and NBC, Univision, Televisa canceled the Miss Universe pageant. Also, a Mexican media company owned by Carlos Slim, who's the second richest man in the world, canceled plans to include Donald Trump in a television series that was being produced by that company, or is being produced by that company called Hora TV. I don't think this is going to hurt Trump deeply. He's reportedly worth many, many billions of dollars. It basically makes him second in the polls, the GOP primary. That doesn't mean he has a chance to the nomination or the presidency. But it does call into question something about our country, something about our Republican Party, their Republican Party. And also, I didn't hear a very strong reaction from the Democrats either. I would have liked to hear a more forceful response by both Hillary and Bernie Sanders. I think Trump will never release his tax information. Probably not. He's also filed for bankruptcy several times. Many, many times. I think 7 or 8. So anyway, I think we're gonna be hearing more from Mr. Trump. He's gonna keep saying these things as long as he gets a jump in the polls from them. And this is going to be the Republican primary. I mean, this is not the first time we see this. I remember covering the Republican primary the last time, 4 years ago. And we had similar things happen. I remember that guy Herman Cain. Remember the pizza guy? Saying that he would want to electrocute people, that he would put up a fence at the border to electrocute immigrants. So there you go, Trump second in the polls in the GOP primary. What does that say about the prejudice that some people hold in their hearts? Trump has had 2 wives who got American citizenship by marriage. Seem to like those immigrants. He does. This is the thing with some of these politicians. They say one thing and they do another. And the people who follow them blindly and think that talking like this is a measure of a strong candidate, of someone who has deep convictions and who could be a good president, deserve what they get, in my opinion. Okay, guys, well, that was this morning's commentary on the news, on the political news. My name is Pilar Marrero. You can look for me on Twitter and Facebook. I do share a lot about news, politics, Latino issues, and just mainstream issues. On both my Twitter account, at Pilar Marrero, and my Facebook page, my Facebook profile and page. So look for me and chat, engage, discuss, oppose, do whatever. What does that mean? Anyway, I'll see you later.